you doing, folks? Papa Joe here again. I realize that I take a lot of risk and gamble on the channel. We're doing political posts, and y'all know it's something I've tried not to do. However, this is very important to me. It's very important to our country, and it's very important to my Savior and Lord. It is. The wife's sitting over there reading different articles to me while I'm doing different stuff here, and she's found another article. The voting machines are rigged, folks. Illinois, North Carolina, Texas, Georgia, they all have to be swing states. You gotta be careful. You need to do your best to ask for a paper ballot. Not everybody allows that. If they don't, the lady in Texas, and to my knowledge there's only been one report of Texas, and of course the media painted it over pretty good, but she voted a straight Republican ticket, and lucky for her, before she hit cast ballot, she looked, and it was still highlighted, but also was the Democratic votes. So, and they had the checks evidently. So she had to get a couple different people over there to change her stuff. Your vote counts. Everybody likes hollering how our vote don't count. Guess what, folks? If our vote didn't count, we wouldn't have all this nonsense about voter registration. We wouldn't have all this nonsense about electoral votes. We wouldn't have all this nonsense about rigged voting. Your vote does count. You need to get out and vote. That's all there is to it. You need to vote. Just cover your butt. Make sure that whatever vote you wanted to cast, that it got cast the way that you wanted. Of course, I prefer you to not vote for Hilary. I'll not hide that. We'll get into that a little bit more here in a bit. My main thing is I want we, the people, to decide who's president. We, the people. Not the powers to be and the rich fools in D.C. The ones that can afford to donate these rigged machines. We don't need them deciding for us. That's how America got to be. That's how America is great, is because it's supposed to be we, the people. Now, if there's enough people in the wrong that they vote Hillary in, I'll accept that. I won't like it, but I'll accept it. I don't think we've got that many stupid people. However, I do not want Hillary to win because the election was rigged or because it was bought or any of this other nonsense. I want we, the people, to vote on it and decide. Cut and dry. That's how it's supposed to work. I was reading a deal a while ago, and somebody was saying, well, you know it's rigged. I know they're trying. I'll go there. And they said, you know, Democrats are going to whine and cry if Hillary loses. They're going to start hollering rigged election. Yeah. That normally happens with whatever side loses. But, you know, I want to point a few things out. I'm no great politician expert, political expert, none of that. I'm a average Joe. Well, I'm above average because I'm Papa Joe and I think highly of me. The rest of the world might not, but I do. I think I'm good looking too. But you're allowed to be wrong if you want to disagree with me. They like to say Trump is not qualified to be president. He ain't qualified. They could be right. However, Obama wasn't qualified, and Hilary ain't qualified. What has Hilary done? They want to throw rocks at Trump. But what has Hilary done? Even in her political career, what has she done? She ain't wrote a bill. She ain't offered up nothing. She did help co-sponsor something that got defeated. And of course it was the Republicans' fault it got defeated. She ain't done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the stuff she has put her hand to has turned to garbage. And we'll cover part of that here in a little bit. Okay, another one they want to like to holler about is that they like to say that Trump likes lying and changing his mind and switching horses midstream. Yeah, he does. That's been one of my issues with him. And that's the advantage of being me, is I can look at both sides. I really can. I don't like either one of them, but I have to decide which better evil. And that's what people my age has been doing for years. Very seldom do we get a candidate that we really like and put everything behind them. Ain't seen that in a long time. So yeah, he did flip-flop around. That was one of my pet peeves about him. That's cost him a few people. What about Hilary? There's videos out there, and you can do your research through the archives. A few years ago, she was against gay marriage. It wasn't popular then. Now it's popular. She's all for gay marriage. She didn't want you to abort the babies. Now kill them up to the day that they're born. Really? And you're going to throw rocks at Trump for changing his mind midstream. It's a kettle calling the skillet black where I come from. Donald Trump ain't releasing his tax papers. Okay, what's your point? Big deal. Obama didn't release a bunch of stuff. His birth certificate, his college records, all kinds of nonsense he didn't release. And what Hilary has released has been very questionable. The biggest thing, they have 2 pages of his tax stuff that showed that he didn't pay taxes that year. Not that he was cheating them, because you know damn good and well the IRS would have been all over him. He didn't know any because he had lost money. So he could have had a legal way out. Well, that ain't right. Everybody should pay their fair share. Well, if he don't owe any, he don't owe a fair share on that. He's paid plenty of other taxes. He took a millions and millions of dollar loss that year that stretched out where he didn't owe taxes for a few years. That's business. They can holler all they want about him saying, well, I'm a good businessman then, huh? Or that was smart of me, or whatever he said. Yeah, it was. How many of you figure out your taxes and you say, oh, I owe $1,000. Let me write them a check for $2,000. Do you? Why, hell no. Why would he? You see that they owe you back $250. Do you write them a letter and say, I'll keep that $250 and here's another $1,000? Do you? No. Every American out here does their best to pay as little taxes as possible, but you want to hold him to a higher standard. Really? And the Clintons are the last ones that need to be throwing rocks. Now she says, well, if he lost that much money, he must really be a businessman then, huh? What kind of businessman loses millions of dollars? What kind of government official loses billions of dollars? And then they show up that they bought military arms and missiles and stuff for our enemy. It's proven fact. Well, he's not disclosing everything. Neither are you. You deleted 30,000 emails. So if y'all want to compare apples to apples, let's compare apples to apples. This nonsense of holding Trump to this standard and Hillary's above the law over here, no, I'm not into that at all. She left our people to die. We lost 4 men because of her. And it's all starting to come out. It's all being worked out. And that's the thing about America. Eventually all of it does come out. The short and dry, what they're going to prove, the reason she got by with deleting emails is because Obama was involved in it. They are going to prove that Obama had sent her some emails on a secure line. On that server and stuff that she wasn't supposed to have. They knew she had it. All of them did. They knew she had it. That was her way of communicating and doing this black sheep nonsense. It's also going to show that all that money that she lost, and I forget the number, it's more than you and I can fathom. It's big bucks. They're going to show that Stevens was rushed over there. I wanted to call him ambassador. Is that what it is called? Ambassador, I think. He was rushed over there to try to straighten out some problems. And the problems was the money that she had lost had bought firearms and ammunition and weaponry for our enemy. And he was rushed over there to try to sort all this stuff out. It didn't work. It didn't work. So we lost him and 3 good military people. Hillary and Obama lied about it. Point blank. Biggest problem with telling a lie is once you tell a lie, you got to tell another lie, and then another lie to cover up that lie, and another lie to cover up that lie. So now we have to say it was all over a video. Did the guy ever get out of jail that made the video that was wrongfully imprisoned to cover up for Obama and Hillary? Did he ever get out of jail, people? Last I heard he had, and I don't know. I really honestly don't know. Hillary and Obama and that whole bunch up there in D.C. is the American enemy. They are our enemy within. I don't like none of them. I don't trust none of them. Point blank. You cannot tell me that all this stuff that I've been talking about has been going down and nobody knew about it. If you didn't know about it, you didn't want to know about it. We was hearing about it out here, people. Most of you on the YouTube, you ain't known me that long. I've been hollering this same stuff for years. It's been out here for years. But those of us that was crying the warning, we was called names. Imagine that. They love calling names. We're paranoid. Where's your tin hat? I said back then what I'll say now. When it all comes out in the open, all of America will be, oh, how did they do this? How come we didn't see it? Because you didn't want to see it. Point blank, you didn't want to see it. You didn't want to hear it. We was a bunch of lunatics. Who's them backwoods, redneck, undesirables and despicables, and that was us. And you didn't want to hear us. We don't have a clue. Why do I like Donald Trump? Because I don't like him. So how should I word that? Why do I want Donald Trump in office? Nobody else likes him. Democrats don't. Republicans don't. The media don't. The liberals don't. All of the career politicians don't. All the stay quo don't. Nobody up there likes him. He's a black sheep. I've been a black sheep in my family all my life. I can relate to him. I like him for that. If he is doing something that they don't like, then he must be doing something right. Because when you know the ones that you know are doing wrong, you know they are doing wrong. If they don't like that man, he must be doing something right. That's simple hillbilly logic. You know? If he was doing the evil that they're doing, he would be in like Clinton. Whoa! Did I say that out loud? Doesn't he say it again? We need the Lord back in our country, folks. We need him back in our lives. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Donald Trump is some great religious leader. I don't think he is. Has he been attending church all of his life? I doubt it. This little bit we've seen during the campaign, I figure that's about the most of his experience. I don't know none of that. That's my assumption. And we know what they say about assuming. That's my assumption. However, I don't think he's going to want to let them chop my head off because I'm a Christian. I do think that he will stand up for my religious rights. I do think he will follow the majority of we the people and keep God in our government and in our country and try to bring him back more so. Our present administration has lost any and all respectability around the world. I think he might get a little bit. He's going to have to work for it, but I think he can get some. Is he a cure-all? No. Is he a fix-all? No. Is he an asshole? Yeah. Is he a mouth? Yeah. Proudful? Yeah. He's a lot of stuff. So am I. So am I. You know what me and him have got in common? We're both Americans. And we're both proud Americans. And I do honestly believe that he loves our country. Hilary, I think she would sell it in a minute. She already has. Leopards and spots, remember? You'll get more of these posts. They're polls that they're showing. They're stupid. The media has blown them all out of proportion on purpose. It has been proven that the polls that they're doing are not legit. They are purposely targeting Democratic audiences to poll. 46 or 48% was guaranteed Democrats. And the way they set up a poll is they have it broke down in percentiles so that they're doing an equal percentile of everyone. Of Democrats or Republicans, undecided, and Libertarian or whatever. they have a system. They're not using that system right now. They're using a system that favors Democrats. So if you poll 100 people and 48 of them are known Democrats, you know you're going to have 48% for Democrat. Now that leaves 52% for the other guy, the undecided, and someone else. I wonder who's leading. And they have been proven that they have done it like this. We're stupid. They want us to believe it. Was it tonight down there in Florida, baby? Or was that last night? With your deal you was telling me about. They had 2 rallies. One for Hilary's pet monkey. What's his name? Kane. And yeah, pet monkey, because that's nothing but a circus. Ain't got nothing to do with race, so don't go hollering race at me. I ain't got a clue what race he is and don't care. But I do know that's a circus. And he's nothing but an organ grinder's monkey. He's out there dancing for the Democratic Party, trying to collect money. Trump also had a rally down there. Trump had over 20,000 people show up for his rally. Kane had 25 people. And the majority of them were reporters. Now you tell me what the polls are going to say tomorrow. They're going to crunch all them reporters together and have them take off their press pass, and you're going to see a close-up of all them same faces. They'll have them shuffle around a little bit, but you watch. Of Trump, they're going to do their best to show no one there. It's a game. They've been playing this game for so long, and they think we're so stupid. And that's another one of my pet peeves. Why do you think we're so damn stupid? Why do you think we're going to buy everything? Oh, because they have in the past. You're dealing with a new generation. You're dealing with a fed up generation. The scared generation. The I don't want to leave this mess for my grandchildren generation. The silent majority is coming alive. They did another release today on a poll that they did on the black people. And no, they're not African Americans to me. Most of them never been to Africa. A bunch of them couldn't even show you Africa on the map unless it was labeled. They're Americans. They happen to be black. If they want to be called black, I'll call them black Americans. Majority of them are starting to swing their vote too towards Trump. Last I read, it was like 19% earlier today. And they said 25% of the black vote is going to ruin the Democrats. They'll lose all their key swing states. That's why we have to watch that Electoral College. It won't be the first time that somebody won the popular vote and lost the election because of electoral. They don't want to do that funny business. Don't do that political math, people. I'm telling you, don't do it. That's my little political rant for tonight. Remember, God loves you. I do too. Remember, He would like to have a godly government in our country. He has blessed our country for years because we are the greatest because of His blessings. If we continue to turn our back on Him, He's going to turn His back on us. You don't think He has anger? Everybody likes to say how He's such a loving God and all that, and He is. However, go back and read your Old Testament. If you make him mad, and he can't be made mad, you know those saying, there's no wrath like the wrath of an angry mother? There ain't no wrath like the wrath of an angry God. He flat brought hell down on some folks. We don't need that, people. We need to turn back to God. We really do. Hey, God loves you and so do I. Appreciate you listening to my rant if you made it this far into it. God bless. Good night.